As one of the founding fathers of the Justice League Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut movement here on YouTube, it is my obligation, no, it is my duty to cover as much SnyderVerse-based content as we can. But recently it's come out that Jay Oliva, the person who literally works with Zack Snyder still to this current day, is shutting down scoopers, and it turns out that Zack actually hasn't met with Warner Bros. Discovery at all, like every single realistic, real source has said. So yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Warstu here with another video in the DCEU continuity universe. If you are new around, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the videos. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really does help the channel. Also check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. We are so close to hitting 23,000 followers over on Instagram. Much obliged. And if you could, check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Right, there's a few stories to break down. Let's break down Zack Snyder's good friend, who he has worked with for years, has responded to the whole, are we getting Justice League 2? Are we getting Justice League 3? And it literally shuts down these wannabe scoopers that keep going, yeah, but my source said that Zack's already had a meeting with Warner Bros. Discovery. My source said that David Zaslav is a huge fan of the Snyderverse. Realistically, the wannabe scoopers that we're talking about, realistically, outside of Black Adam, The Flash, Shazam 2, and Aquaman 2, not Aquaman, that's an American way of saying it. It's the British way, because it's the English language, so it's Aquaman. Outside of that information, there realistically isn't any Restore the Snyderverse news. So who is Jay Oliva? Kind of funny story, lads and ladettes. I originally thought Jay Oliva was a girl. So he is an American storyboard artist and director who predominantly has worked in California, working on Fox animated series such as Spider-Man 996. He's literally worked on the biggest DC and Marvel properties, Deadpool, Batman the Dark Knight, directed that, Thor, Ragnarok, Wonder Woman. Literally has worked on everything Zack Snyder's doing. Storyboard artist for Zack Snyder's Justice League movie, storyboard artist for Army of the Dead. He's literally Zack Snyder's right-hand man, storyboard artist for Batman vs. Superman, Justice League Action, Ant-Man, 300, Man of Steel, which is the greatest superhero movie ever, Avengers 1, has literally worked on everything. So are you going to take what he is saying over these wannabe scoopers that have literally no direct connection? This guy literally is working with Zack Snyder to this current day. You can't get any more legit than this guy. So let's break it down what he actually said. So this is about the Snyderverse in the sense that, let's be honest guys, I don't really like Twitter. I don't really use Twitter very often, but I have to use it to find stories and I get sent stuff all the time. The Snyderverse fandom is pretty toxic. So Jay Oliva said this: they aren't going to invite Zack Snyder back unless they see a clear financial gain. Zack isn't going to come back unless they make him a really great offer. After the way he was treated with the old regime, it's all business, and our rep as a fandom will keep that from happening. So this does not sound like he's already had a meeting, they've agreed how much he's going to be paid, they've agreed he's getting full creative control. But then you have these wannabe Twitter scoopers with literally no credibility coming out going, yep, Zack's already signed on. After Rebel Moon, he's coming back straight in. Let's be realistic here, lads and ladsettes. It sounds like Jay Oliva is literally talking for Snyder when he says this. Chill the frig out. If someone doesn't like the Snyder universe, you don't have to start trolling on Twitter. You don't have to say anything. You really don't. And yes, your boy Warstu has been covering Snyderverse content on this channel for over 5 years, so I've literally seen it all. I'm not one of these little new YouTube channels who's popped up over the last year or so claiming they know everything, and realistically, if you look at their content, they literally are doing everything that I've already done years ahead of time. Jeez, lads. The Snyderverse is really toxic. A minority, but the minority will make up the maximum part of it. It really will. Then you get people asking questions like this. Some people out there claim Zack has already met with WB Discovery to discuss a possible return. Is there any truth to this? And that's Nicotina. Pretty cool dude, good YouTube channel, good lad. But of course, Jay Oliva is not going to respond. And then someone tags in a wannabe scooper and going, oh, well, listen to what they had to say. No, they've I mean, we are never going to know if they've actually had discussion, realistically. And any of these scoopers, you're not going to know anything. Because I told you, I've explained this in multiple videos, how the scoop game works. It is 95% guessing, 5% actually being told that information. And yes, I understand Restore the Snyderverse does trend every single day, but that does not equal money. As successful as the Zack Snyder Justice League movie is, and was, and will ever be, it didn't break any records. It really didn't break any records. And people saying if it was released in the cinema, it would have broke $1 billion. Really? No, it wouldn't have broke $1 billion. As much as I think it's one of the greatest movies ever, now you can go onto my pinned comment on Twitter. It's up there, my review. Realistically, it wouldn't have broke $1 billion. Godzilla vs. Kong came out the same month. That hit $500 million. It was when we were just about getting out the back end of whatever happened in the world. So realistically, if we go back to what Olivia said, it's a business transaction. They aren't going to invite Zack back unless they have a clear financial gain. Zack isn't going to come back unless he basically gets what he wants. After the way he was treated by the old regime, it's all business, and our reputation as a fandom will stop that from happening. I really do believe and agree with that. I really do. Now, there is a quote out there that's going, the trolls may have actually held back the movement like looters at an otherwise peaceful demonstration. Snyder cringes at the description of the abusive tactics. I 100% think it's wrong, he says. I don't think anyone should be called anything. I've always tried to give people in the fandom attention. Who does good? That was an article from Vanity Fair, I believe. So yeah, pretty much. Olivia is pretty much saying there's been no formal discussions. Now, don't get me wrong, there could be informal conversations, but if it's not a real business meeting with real outcomes and real financials, it doesn't really matter if they had a hearsay conversation, maybe. Potentially that could have happened, but people going at Olivia. Olivia is so important to the overall Snyderverse. He's literally worked on everything. Then he went on to say this, I'm hearing it being brought up in a business meeting and it's the narrative that's being perpetuated by the media. Doesn't mean it's true, but it's getting out of hand. So the toxicity, the toxic fandom could actually be the downfall of Restore the Snyderverse from ever happening. Like always, never say never. But if you go by what Olivia is saying, and he is literally Zack Snyder's right-hand man, chill out, guys. Chill out. If you don't like that someone doesn't like the Snyderverse, it's got nothing to do with you. You're not here. You are not here on this earth to change people's opinions of whatever they like. So just act as a normal human being. You don't have to target everyone that says the Snyder Cut sucks. It's just an opinion. The test screen information. Thor Love and Thunder, the greatest movie ever. Yeah, it sucked, but some people like it. That's their presence. That's what they like. They like what they like. So I'm more inclined to believe Olivia, the dude who worked on the Flashpoint Paradox animated movie, which I think it's pretty much one of the greatest comic book animated movies ever. You're going to go against him. And of course, what Olivia said angered a bunch of toxic Snyder fans. Of course it did. But to have these wannabe scoopers coming out going, I've heard everything. You haven't heard anything. Stop making things up. Now, I'm one of the few people who has the cojones to actually say it. You hear me? You hear me? Yeah, and I've heard informal things before. I've heard stuff potentially. But to come out and say it's 100% on, Zack's doing Man of Steel 2, Man of Steel 3, the Ben Affleck series. He's also getting involved with the Day I Suicide Squad Cut movie. He's also doing 7 Wonder Woman movies. He's also doing Justice League 2, 3, and he's building everything, and he's going to be the head of DC and all. No, just behave, lads. Behave yourself. You don't know anything. Guy, you need to realize that scoopers are not real scoopers unless they work for trades or they work for a big website that is valuable and has some creditation and has some credit and has some validity and has some precedence and also is respectable. You don't know anything. So people going, yeah, we're going to respond to what he said. Olivia doesn't care what you say. He knows what's going on. And this whole, oh yeah, Warner Bros. Discovery, everything's locked in place. The Netflix deal is so tight that they can't say anything. They can't say anything to After Rebel Moon 2. All right, honey, behave, because we know if something does happen, it will happen in real time. They're not going to sign the contract and then Zack will reveal it 1 year later. Miller. So please behave, lads. Please behave. So also in the news, Andy Muschietti and Barbara Muschietti apparently are directing Justice League 2, which to me would make a lot of sense because the Flash movie does have, okay, careful spoilers in real life. It's obviously got Gal Gadot Wonder Woman in it, Ben Affleck Batman, the Flash Ezra Miller, who is getting recasted, confirmed by My Time to Shine, who I think reliable person on Twitter. Out of all the Twitter scoopers, that account is one of the ones I believe. So according to him, he said on the Twitter sphere that the Flash, regardless, we'll see, pull the quote up now. Not sure if it's good news or bad news. That's up to you. But I hear Ezra Miller is done as the Flash no matter what happens. Thank God. We'll say thank God. Yes, get a new Flash in. Someone that's actually a freaking professional in real life. That is cool. So, the Flash movie. It's a miniature Justice League movie because you got Ben Affleck Batman, Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, the Flash is in it. So, that's working on a lot of the characters. Potentially Henry Cavill Superman is coming back in the post-credit scene or ending scene where they're going to change the third act. Michael Keaton, he's worked with a lot of moving pieces, a lot of different characters. So, he could handle the next Justice League movie. But don't expect it to be the sequel to Zack Snyder's Justice League when they ready the Armada. Cool. I want them to ready Armada. Bring the Armada. But it's not going to happen anytime soon because discussions haven't even got on. And of course, we will have little scoopers coming out going, yeah, it's all stuff. And then we go to, let's talk about it. Okay, so the Flash rewrites, fake news, more information has come out. According to people working on the movie, you know, the Muschietis, Andy and Barbara Muschietti are jumping for joy as the film is on pace and getting closer to finishing. So they've pretty much finished the movie. Is that what you're saying? They can do reshoots here and there? They can? Cool. So these rewrites, fabrication story, what happens is one of these scoopers get one thing right, they throw everything out, and then for some reason people believe them. Even though they've got like 10 followers, people seem to believe them. And also in the news, so I wouldn't be against that idea, to be fair. Also, in the news, the Flash prequel ties to the SnyderVerse canon. So, yeah, a bunch of people have this comic, post it on Twitter. I'm not going to take creditation for this because it's not my story. I just read it on Twitter. I looked at the comic, and yeah, it does somewhat make Zack Snyder Justice League canon in a roundabout way. The prequel comic confirms Bruce Wayne and Alfred gifted Barry Allen the new suit with the Flash ring. That's also something I find very interesting. All these wannabe scoopers, they don't even read comics. They're kind of like fake wannabe comic people for clout. Oh my God, I'm going to get so flamed in the comments. Bring all the heat. I want all the fire. Bring all the fire my way. If you want. It is what it is. So yeah, it kind of canonizes what the Snyder version is. So I guess you could say, if you really wanted to say, I guess you could say Zack Snyder's Justice League movie is canon to the Snyderverse, but that doesn't really mean anything because it's 10-year David Zaslav plan. It's just going to use the Snyderverse characters. I do not think that we're going to get Justice League 2 and 3. If we do, it's going to be so long down the road. It won't be for multiple years yet. So like always, guys, let me know. Is Jay Olivia onto something? Snyderverse, stop being so freaking toxic. Yeah, your boy said it, and I've been here for over 5 years on this channel talking about this kind of stuff. So I'm not jumping on the bandwagon in the last year for trying to get clicks and clout on YouTube like some other people do. Oh, he just sent some shots out. Realistically, I'm not really talking about anyone. It's just a general comment about what I see, realistically. So yeah, there's been no meeting with Zack about Justice League 2 and 3. I believe Jay Olivia over these wannabe scoopers. Andy and Barbara Muschietti might be taking on Justice League 2. Cool. The Flash prequel comic makes Zack Snyder's Justice League movie canon, but we already know that because the Shazam 2 trailer and Black Adam trailer does seem canonized with the current version of the DCEU. So that is all for this video. And also, the Flash rewrites are absolute nonsense. Andy Muschietti said the movie is pretty much done. Of course, minor reshoots can be added in whenever. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. That'd be much appreciated. Check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And also check us out on Twitter, Warstu G, and I'm going to catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch you later.